Fly high as an eagle, then get low down and dirty as you delve into ancient Egypt. This is Assassin's Creed Origins. Assassin's Creed Origins has been receiving reviews of 8 and 9 out of 10 from multiple sites, including an 82% rating on the highly regarded Metacritic. But is it really a game for the casual gamer, or the same boring formula once again regurgitated for the masses? Stick around, and I'll let you know by the end of the video whether, in my opinion, this is a worthwhile addition to your game collection. First things first, this game looks amazing. From the opening sequence through the first few hours, it's hard not to just stop and look around you from time to time and take in the spectacle that is ancient Egypt, the latest setting in the Assassin's Creed universe. From vicious sandstorms to the mostly serene lakes and rivers, the landscape often seems to be the main character in this story, with various characters and animals recreating a time and culture that becomes more immersive the further into it you get. There are killer crocs, vultures, lions, and deadly hippos. You can be in the middle of a mission or sneaking into a restricted area, and all of a sudden the landscape around you becomes alive, and you have to contend with a snake or a leopard ruining your chance at stealth and endangering your life. I've spent up to half an hour just cruising around as the Eagle Sinew and checking out the vast vistas that stretch as far as an Xbox can render. It must be noted that I've only seen this game on an Xbox One S, but I have it on good authority that on PC and 4K it is truly spectacular. Add to that a photo mode, and the ability to see other players' photographic styles means this game lacks nothing in the looks department. The combat system in this newer Assassin's Creed has been revamped and feels a bit more difficult than in previous installments. If you get more than a few enemies around you, then run, or you'll most likely be overpowered and killed. Combat can be a bit hit and miss, as the ability to run away can sometimes be difficult, with the game deciding when you're in combat or out of it, sometimes leaving you in a defensive position when all you want to do is run away. Overall, it's not perfect, but doesn't really detract from the gameplay to the point of frustration, and just means you need to approach things a bit more like an assassin, as opposed to a soldier. The gameplay is both exciting and familiar, with missions being typically along lines that we as gamers have come to know. Talk to this guy, go over here, talk to that lady, go back, kill some dudes, and it's all done. That's basically side quests for the most part covered, with a few variations like investigating clues and figuring out who to kill. The main story missions are fairly similar, with often a bit more investigation and planning involved, but mostly it's about killing someone that needs to be snuffed out in various ways and in the style of your choosing. It sounds boring when you say it like that, but remember, this is Assassin's Creed, and you're supposed to be killing lots and lots of people, otherwise you'd be out of a job. With that said, however, I didn't feel bored or like I was repeating the same thing over and over. Yes, the formula was fairly straightforward and familiar, and nothing really groundbreaking, but it was always fun. You have the ability to see the world from your pet eagle's perspective almost at will, and you can scope out the surrounds or the fort you are trying to infiltrate, mark guards for you to assassinate. Or, as mentioned previously, take a flight and really check out the world, spot animals to hunt so you can craft upgrades for equipment, spy on troop movements and cargo convoys so you can steal resources for the aforementioned upgrades, or take photo after photo of the pyramids of Giza. It's easy to get sidetracked with so vast an area to explore, and lots to see and do. You can go almost everywhere, but be warned, some enemies, including lions, crocodiles and hippos, can be of a higher level in areas you aren't quite ready for. Look but don't touch, or you'll be lunch. You'll most likely spend a bit of time doing side quests to level up so you can do the next main mission that often appears a level or two higher than your current rank. I actually appreciated this, as it made me wander off to do something different, and I didn't feel like the developers were trying to dictate what I do. It was more like they put these, for lack of a better term, restrictions in so they could show off what they have done. And it broke up the gameplay in such a way that you felt as if you were doing something a bit different occasionally. One of the most inspired changes to gameplay, however, is the ability to loot from your mount, meaning you can kill or hunt without the need to stop, get off your horse or camel, and pick up whatever dropped. Some may complain that this detracts from the realism, but I felt it was a welcome inclusion and removed a feature I found frustrating in a lot of open world games. The main storyline for Assassin's Creed Origin follows Bayek. He's a kind of ancient Egyptian policeman. No spoilers here, but I'll give you a brief overview. He deals with the loss of someone close to him at the hands of a ruthless killer. He's out for vengeance, hence his not having too many issues with killing his way through multiple people to achieve his goal. There's some good character development, some funny moments.
You were meant to kneel.
And some plot twists. Overall, it's a good, but not great, story, but it doesn't leave a sour taste in your mouth as you progress, and some of the side quests complement the main storyline as well, which is a nice touch. There's the usual modern day person and the Animus reliving their ancient relatives' memories, that sort of story arc as well, but it isn't full on as in previous Assassin's Creed games. Weapons pretty much come in two flavours for the most part, ranged and melee. You can carry two of each type, as well as a shield and darts, and the ability to carry a quick-fire bow and a slower sniper-style bow was welcome, as was having light and heavy melee weapons. What it means in practical terms is that you have more ways of taking out your target, and doing it more to your own personal style. I favoured using a long spear, as much for the reach as for the sweet final kills it produced. Weapons come in different grades, blue for normal, purple for rare, and gold for legendary. Unfortunately, there didn't feel like there was much difference in the grades, and though they appear to come with additional damage or buffs the higher grade they are, there wasn't any noticeable difference in the combat effectiveness. Maybe it was just me, but I expected there to be quite a difference in performance the better the gear. Drops were plentiful, and though on the surface this seems good, it did mean that there wasn't really any excitement when you came across a legendary piece. This is also due to the fact that you can pretty much buy most legendary weapons, but we'll get to that later. By far, my favourite new addition is the Predator Bow, and the ability to track the arrow right to your target. Getting headshots after controlling your arrow all the way to the unlucky victim was satisfying no matter how many times I did it. And the fact that the range wasn't massive and you had a smaller quiver of arrows meant that it didn't feel like an overpowered ability. So is this game perfect? In a word, no. There are a number of bugs, with NPCs running into walls or objects, to your character stopping a follow the road request when you're still miles from your destination. None of it was game breaking though, and most were more on the funny side than the annoying. For me, the major bug that potentially ruins some aspects of gameplay wasn't really a bug at all, but a feature that is all too prevalent in games these days: the ability to buy weapons you would otherwise have to grind for. Loot boxes, microtransactions. In Assassin's Creed Origins, there is a store where you can spend real world cash and buy legendary weapons, mounts, and resources to speed up progression. Being a single player game really isn't too much of an issue with this, apart from the fact that it is pushed on you quite hard at the beginning of the game with a gift of credits to get you started, and a few different pop-ups interrupting your game, reminding you that you can speed up your progress by visiting the store. Now, don't get me wrong, you spend your money however you want, but for the life of me, I can't figure out why you'd want to speed up the completion of a game you've just bought. Surely you want it to last as long as possible. With that said, there isn't really a need to buy stuff, and you can play the game perfectly happy without it. Make up your own mind on that one. So, is Assassin's Creed Origins a game worth your hard-earned cash? In my opinion, it is, and a Game of the Year contender at that. There's a lot of fun to be had playing this game, tons of hours of enjoyment yet to come with DLC and the Discovery mode promised for 2018. Cruising around Egypt, up and down the pyramids, flying around as an eagle, satisfies the exploration bug inside me, and when you're in a game and constantly saying wow, it's a sign of something that captures your attention in a whole new way. The missions are satisfying if a little repetitive, and the story is engaging and at times beautiful and sad. Taking out your targets can be done in the manner you choose, and is generally fulfilling with the varying ways you can do it, adding variety. Overall, this game is fun and will provide hours of entertainment, and in the end that is the most important thing you can ask from any game. I hope that this video has proved useful and given you some insight into Assassin's Creed Origins. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more, and please leave any comments you feel are constructive, as I live to learn. Thanks for watching.